All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are decoding what is basically the ultimate physics engine of reality, straight from the ancient Theravada Buddhist texts. And I've got a seriously mind-blowing fact for you before we even dive in. The system we're about to explore, called the Patana Nyaya, was formalized over 2.5 millennia ago. That means it mapped out this incredibly complex framework for reality thousands of years before modern neuroscience or quantum mechanics were even a blip on the radar. It's absolutely fascinating.
So, have you ever actually stopped to wonder what triggers your next thought? Like, really think about the invisible source code running behind every single notification you check, or that wave of exam stress you feel, or even just the most mundane action you take today. Most of the time, our minds feel incredibly chaotic, right? Like this random storm of emotions and unpredictable reactions. But, according to this ancient framework, your mind isn't chaotic at all. No way. It's perfectly calculated, deeply structured, and operating under strict, unyielding laws of psychological physics. Here is our roadmap for today. First, the ultimate mind physics. Second, roots, objects, and predominance. Third, the sequence of thoughts. Fourth, arising and supporting together. And finally, mastering your mind today. Let's go ahead and crack open the source code.
Section 1, the ultimate mind physics.
So buried deep in the seventh book of the Abhidhamma Pitaka, we find the Patana Nyaya, which translates to the method of conditional relations. Basically, this is the detailed exposition of how mental and material phenomena, which are known as dhammas, arise entirely dependent on several other dhammas. And this profound teaching, it completely shatters the illusion of an isolated, independent self. Literally nothing in your mind, your body, or the universe happens in a vacuum. Everything is brilliantly, inextricably interconnected, relying on very specific conditions to exist, function, and then eventually pass away. Okay, check out this ultimate cheat sheet for how all these phenomena actually interact. There are 3 absolute, non-negotiable rules to the system. First up, you have the conditioning state. That's the baseline dhamma that steps in to assist or support. Second is the conditionally arisen state, which is the brand new dhamma that pops up specifically because of that first condition. And third, you have the conditioning power. You can kind of think of the conditioning power as the specific energy blast or superpower that dictates exactly how that new thought behaves. Every single interaction inside your head is following these strict mechanics.
Moving on to Section 2, roots, objects, and predominance.
All right, condition number 1 is the root condition, or Hetu. Just picture a massive tree for a second. If those tree roots are well established, deep, and nourished, the entire tree thrives and grows in a very specific direction. It's the exact same in our minds. If our consciousness is grounded in the 3 immoral roots, greed, hatred, or delusion, or the 3 moral roots, non-greed, non-hatred, or wisdom, everything that grows from that specific moment is fundamentally conditioned by that root. So if your consciousness is grounded in the root of greed while you're, say, mindlessly scrolling social media, every single subsequent thought of jealousy or comparison or desire is deeply colored and driven by that initial root. Next up, we have the object condition, Aramana Pakayo. Look, just like you physically need a controller to input commands into a video game, your consciousness literally cannot exist without an object to perceive. It needs an input. These 6 inputs are visible form, sound, smell, taste, tangible objects, and mental objects. It's a strict, undeniable rule of the whole system. Without an object to latch onto, there simply cannot be a consciousness. Okay, picture this. You're walking down the road on a breezy afternoon. You walk right past some yellow, dead leaves fallen on the pavement. You don't even blink. Your mind registers them, sure, but discards them instantly. But then, just a few steps later, boom, you spot a crisp 20-pound currency note lying right there on the pavement. You stop dead in your tracks, your heart rate spikes, and you immediately bend down to grab it. This perfectly illustrates the predominance condition, or adipatipachayo. A highly attractive object exercises this dominating power, completely overriding your mental framework and strictly guiding the mental dhammas that follow. Section 3, the sequence of thoughts. This brings us to conditions 4 and 5, which are proximity and continuity. In Pali, these are anantara and samanatara, pajayo. Now this is wild. For these conditions to work, the immediate succession of one thought leaves absolutely 0 gap before the next one arises. The passing away of your present consciousness provides the exact perfect amount of room needed for the next one to emerge. And it happens so seamlessly, it renders your reality like a flawless 60 frames per second video game. This staggering speed and continuity is exactly what gives us the powerful yet completely false illusion that our consciousness is just one permanent, unbroken identity, rather than millions of individual frames rapidly rising and falling.
Section 4. Arising and supporting together.
Condition number 6 is the connaissance condition, or sahajata pachyo. Connaissance simply means arising simultaneously. You see, there isn't a single Dhamma that can arise all alone in a void. If one single element in a mental group fails to arise, the whole group cannot emerge. Meaning, mind and matter spawn at the exact same millisecond, completely unable to exist as isolated solo entities. Building right off of that is the 7th rule, the mutuality condition, or anamana pakayo. Like I said, we're not dealing with solo players here. This is a mandatory co-op reality. Think of consciousness and mental factors providing mutual, absolutely necessary support to keep each other standing. Imagine 3 sticks placed together to form a tripod. If you kick out just one stick, the other 2 immediately fall to the ground. When they're together, they mutually support one another's existence against the gravity of nothingness.
I love this quote. Listen to this. A painting is drawn on a canvas. Without a canvas, there cannot be a painting. This perfectly describes the support condition, or nisaya pachyo. It captures exactly how baseline elements, like the physical earth itself, or in the very intimate case of your own mind, your physical heart base, provide the essential canvas supporting a painting for your reality to even exist. The mind absolutely requires a base to rest upon to paint the picture of your daily life.
And finally, Section 5. Mastering your mind today.
Let's bring this all together. When we map these ancient Pali texts directly to the physics engine of your mind, the whole grand theory reveals itself in stunning clarity. Remember, roots are your deep psychological foundation. Objects act as your immediate controller inputs. Predominance dictates exactly why a crisp 20-pound currency note completely dominates our attention over a dead leaf. Proximity and contiguity give us that flawless, zero-gap, 60 frames per second reality. Coenescence and mutuality ensure everything spawns simultaneously, holding each other up fiercely like a tripod. And support provides the very canvas supporting a painting of your perceived reality.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Now that you actually know the source code, what will you let condition your next thought? Because once you understand the rigorous laws of this incredible system, once you see how your mind actually constructs reality, layer by layer, condition by condition, you finally have the power to play the game properly.